Today's Hafs version of the Quran cannot and will never be the original Quran of Ubay ibn Ka'b, who was among the 4 top readers of the Quran.
It is true, you see, and I think the Qurans Muslims are holding today, I think they didn't descend from that of Ubay ibn Ka'b. I think Ubay ibn Ka'b was one of the 4, okay, one of the 4 top scribes of Muhammad. Muhammad actually recommended four scribes for the Muslims. Okay, these were Abdullah ibn Masud was first on the list on the list of Muhammad. Abdullah ibn Masud and Ubay ibn Ka'b comes next, and I think Salim, and yeah, I think they were 4. Beloved, once again, I greet you and I welcome you to Lawson Media. You know for sure that whenever I get in my seat here, it's about really dismantling those several assertions that have been made against Christianity since time immemorial. My name is Watcher Stephen, and surely I believe you're going to take your pen and you're going to take your book. You're going to pen down certain stuffs, and they're going to help you a lot. If you're a Muslim or a Christian, I think we've got to study a lot. We're actually going to react on a program that was held by Rob Christian. Okay, Rob Christian, I think he was responding to the popular Islamic assertions that the Quran has been perfectly preserved since time immemorial, over 1400 years now, and the Quran is still what it was and how it was during the time of Muhammad. Is this really true? Rob Christian is actually going to dismantle that ideology. Shall we take a quick break and return? Beloved, this is actually going to be the first section of this program. Hope you get through me. Muslims do make several lot of assertions, okay? And quickly, shall we go to Rob Christian? Is it really true that the Quran has been perfectly preserved as is stipulated in Surah Al-Buruj, ayah 21 and 22, Bal huwa Quranun Majid fi lawhil mahfuz? Let's hear him out.
That not one letter is changed. The Quran is perfectly preserved, memorized in the hearts of the believing Muslims. Is that so?
Yes, exactly my point. That's what they assert. And what next?
Is there a possibility that the scribes of Muhammad did not pay attention when they wrote the Quran and corrupted certain verses?
Well, there might be such a possibility. There might be a possibility that the scribes of Muhammad did not pay attention to him when he was giving them the words. Okay, and for that matter, they missed certain verses, they missed certain chapters, they missed certain words, certain constructions. Well, this causes great great damage to the Quran. What next?
In the past, we showed you multiple examples, but today I will present for you a new error, a different reading that I found created by a scribe of Muhammad when he was not paying attention.
Okay, I think you and I are waiting. Rob Christian is actually going to help us with some new error he has discovered studying the Quran. Okay, different reading that he found created by a scribe of Muhammad when he was not paying attention to the Prophet. Well, what is that error?
The scribe made a grave error when he wrote the verse in chapter 24, ayah 27. Pay attention to the following Arabic word, tasta'nisu, which means to announce your presence when you arrive at some place.
Well, Rob Christian actually helped us with a Quranic surah and ayah. That is Quran chapter 24, verse number 27, okay, and the Arabic goes like testanusu. Testanusu is simply announcing your presence. Perhaps you've gone to a place, or you've entered a house, or you've entered into a room, and you are announcing your presence. I'm here, I'm here. Girls, boys, I'm here. You see, telling you, announcing to your siblings that you've arrived, and for that matter, the food should be prepared, or should be ready, or should be set on your table. Or we get to me. So it's about you announcing your presence. So testa nusu. Okay, so what about testa nusu? Shall we proceed?
Now let us go to Tafsir al-Tabari to prove to all of you that today's Quran is corrupted by one of the scribes.
Well, okay. According to Rob Christian, Tafsir al-Tabari proves that today's Quran, or the Qurans Muslims are holding today, has been corrupted by the scribes of Muhammad. Well, I think I've been telling you this on the show, that the Quran that descended from the Islamic codex, the ones Muslims are holding today, are containing 114 surahs or chapters. You get that? Meanwhile, Abdullah ibn Masud, okay, one of the top scribes of Muhammad, is asserted that the Quran is supposed to contain or maintain only 111 chapters or surahs. Okay, and Ubay bin Ka'b also said it's supposed to contain 116 chapters. So, you know, it's contradictory. You see, is the Quran supposed to contain or have 114 or 111 or 116? Or we get with me. So the scholars of Muhammad themselves never acceded to the Islamic codex. They say it is corrupted, and for that matter, Muslims should do away with it. Well, according to Rob Christian, the Tafsir al-Tabari asserts that the Quran Muslims are holding today has been corrupted, or has been corrupted by the scribes of Muhammad. Well, what next?
We read that Ibn Abbas, the cousin of Muhammad and Habr al-Ummah, used to read it as tasta'dhinu and not as tasta'nisu.
Okay, nice one. According to Christian Prince, or is it Rob Christian, we read that the Ibn Abbas, that is the cousin of Muhammad and Habr Ummah, used to read it as tasta thinu and not as tasta nisu. You get that? So it really means that what actually is seen in Quran chapter 24, verse 27, where Rob Christian alerted us on the actual Arabic words used over there, tasta nusu, meaning announcing your presence, isn't how it was read by Ibn Abbas when they were alive. Okay, according to Tabari's according to Tafsir al-Tabari, okay, it was rather read by Ibn Abbas and Habri Ummah as tasta dhinu, and not as tasta nisu. Well, what next, Rob Christian?
And the reason for that is that the mistake is from the scribes.
Well, according to Rob Christian, the reason for that is that the mistake is from the scribes of Muhammad. Okay, meaning Muhammad's scribes did or made this mistake. Okay, it's somewhat like you will go to the Bible and you come across the scribe of Nehemiah or Jeremiah. Okay, the scribe of Jeremiah, perhaps he was putting down something, and perhaps he didn't put it well because he didn't listen carefully to Jeremiah. But we do not come across stuff like that in the Bible. Or we get to me, this is exactly what proves to you that the Bible has supernatural backing, or the Bible is an inspired word of God, or inspired word from God. Or we get to remain. So, according to Rob Christian, Ibn Abbas used to read it as wa tasta thinu, to ask permission. Let's hear him out and return.
So Ibn Abbas used to read it as وَتَسْتَأْذِنُ, to ask permission.
So you see, tasta nusu and what tasta thinu are different constructions. Okay, because tasta nusu means announcing your presence. Okay, announcing your presence, and also what tasta thinu is to seek permission. To seek permission and to ask for, to announce your presence are two different constructions. They are not the same. They contradict themselves. You get that? So is it what tasta thinu or tasta nusu? Okay, so in the Qurans that Muslims are holding today, you come across tasta nusu in the basic Arabic text. All we get to me. You come across in the Hafs version of the Quran, you come across tasta nusu instead of what tasta thinu. So is an error from Ibn Abbas and Habri Ummah, or is it from the Hafs, Imam Hafs? Okay, we get to know that indeed it is from the scribes of Muhammad. They were not listening carefully, or they were not paying attention. Well, Rob Christian, continue.
And Ibn Abbas continued saying, وقال إنما هي خطأ من الكاتب حتى تستأذنوا وتسلموا.
Well, according to Rob Christian, Ibn Abbas continues saying, in accordance with Tafsir al-Tabari, وقال إنما هي كتال ميال كتيب حتى تستأذنوا وتسلموا. According to Rob Christian, this is exactly what Ibn Abbas continued reading. Or we get to me, and it does go against, or it doesn't match with, or it mismatches that of the Hafs version of the Quran stipulated in Quran 24, verse number 27. Well, let's go to Rob Christian again.
Translation: Ibn Abbas said it's a mistake from the scribe. He made a mistake and wrote tasta'nisu, meaning announcing your presence.
Well, according to Rob Christian, Ibn Abbas said that it's a mistake. Okay, to read it as tasta'nusu is a mistake, because it should rather be read as wa tasta'thinu and not tasta'nusu. You get that? So Ibn Abbas said it's a mistake from the scribes. He, that is the scribe, made a mistake and wrote tasta'nusu, announcing your presence, instead of writing what tasta'thinu, which means you are seeking permission. Okay, seeking permission and announcing your presence are two different constructions. Therefore, there is an error in the Quran. The Quran has been corrupted by the scribes of Muhammad. They were not paying attention. Okay, Muslims will boldly tell you today that their Quran has been preserved. It is preserved on a heavenly tablet. That is that is Bal Huwa Quranul Majid fi Lawhi Mahfud. That is Surah Al-Buruj, ayah 21 and 22. Well, again, let's go to Rob Christian.
The correct word, according to Ibn Abbas, should have been tasta'dhinu, to ask permission from the homeowners, and not to announce your presence.
Okay, so that is it. According to Ibn Abbas, it should rather be read as tasta'dhinu and not tasta'nisu. It should be tasta'dhinu, that is to ask permission, and not tasta'nisu, announcing your presence. So Ibn Abbas, I think if you've not yet heard enough about Ibn Abbas, he was the cousin of Muhammad, and Muslims do believe that he was blessed with the interpretation of the Quranic verses. Therefore, Muslims see him to be very much authentic, and most of the Sahih al-Bukhari's hadith or tradition, you will come across those words that were stipulated by, or those words that were put out by Ibn Abbas. Okay, that's why they sees the Imam al-Bukhari's tradition or hadith as authentic hadith or authentic tradition. I'll be getting that's the exact reason Rob Christian was bashing Farid, or when he's Farid and Bariam, when they were saying that there are stuffs, or there are some constructions, there are some informations within the, or found within the Imam Bukhari's tradition and that of Sahih Muslim. Okay, that's why he was bashing them on that, because it is never true that way, because their own scholars says it is never true. There are nothing like that, save only Sahih Muslim, in which you will come across one or two constructions that mismatches the reality. Do you understand? So actually, again, shall we go to Rob Christian?
And we also read that Ibn Abbas said that the scribe made a mistake. And Ibn Abbas used to read it as حَتَّى تَسْتَأْذِنُوا وَتُسَلِّمُوا. And he used to read it because it was the reading of Ubay ibn Ka'b.
Well, so it's rather tastathinu and not tastanisu. You just take your Quran right now. If you're watching me as a Muslim, wherever you are, take whatever Quran you have in your hand right now, because I know the Quran isn't one around the world. All we get to me. I gave you this book, okay? It was written by a practicing Muslim. He's an Islamic scholar. He is the one who penned down the Islamic encyclopedia, okay? And in this book, you can go to, let me give you bibliography and footnote. That is Cyril Glassé, the concise encyclopedia of Islamic history. Go to page 324, okay, of his book, and you get to know that the Qurans you are using today, even had it not been the readers, okay, the readers, you wouldn't have had any Quran today. Okay, the ones Muhammad claimed he received from Allah, none of them do exist today. Okay, even the ones you hold in today, that's exactly what Christian is saying, is corrupted by your scribes, and indeed your books says so. Okay, Tafsir al-Tabari affirms that Ibn Abbas and Habri Ummah used to be reading what actually is in Quran 24 verse number 27 differently. Okay, they used to be reading what is it? They used to be reading tastathinu or what tastathinu, and never tastanisu, as is written or as is found in the Hafs version of the Quran. Beloved, so that's exactly what's from Rob Christian. He's actually helping us a lot. He says that it was supposed to be announced, or it wasn't supposed to be announced in your presence, that is tastanisu, but rather what tastathinu, that is what is seeking permission. It should be seeking permission rather than announcing your presence. Well, shall we proceed? Rob Christian, help us with the last, and we end with the first session, and we go to the next session next time.
Which means that today's Hafs version of the Quran cannot and will never be the original Quran of Ubay ibn Ka'b, who was among the 4 top readers of the Quran.
Well, he says that this means that today's Hafs version of the Quran cannot and will never be the original Quran of Ubay ibn Ka'b, who was among the 4 top readers of the Quran. And it is true, you see, and I think the Qurans Muslims are holding today, I think they didn't descend from that of Ubay ibn Ka'b. I think Ubay ibn Ka'b was one of the 4, okay, one of the 4 top scribes of Muhammad. Muhammad actually recommended four scribes for the Muslims. Okay, these were Abdullah ibn Masud was first on the list on the list of Muhammad. Abdullah ibn Masud and Ubay ibn Ka'b comes next, and I think Salim, and I think there were 4. Or we get to him. So I think I've been giving you the traces. Okay, I've been giving you the information in regards to how Muslims got or attained their Quran today. Okay, what Abu Bakr did by taking the Hufaz to the Battle of Yamama, and how they all got killed, and they left with the memorized verses of the Quran. Seriously, they had never yet been penned down, and they all died, and they went away with the Quran. Okay, they were walking Qurans. They all were put to death. Okay, they all were put to death at the mouth of sword. And when Abu Bakr had discovered that these ones were all gone, what he did was, then he informed Zayd ibn Thabit, that you should pen down something. Okay, the rest that are left, you should pen them down. You should make a codex for me, because if we do not take care and they all get lost, surely those words from the prophet are all going to get lost. So he compiled the rest and he penned down the rest, and surely he delivered it to Abu Bakr. And when Abu Bakr was getting to his time, or when he was about to leave this earth, he handed it over to Umar, and Umar also kept it for some time. And when he was also about to leave, he also handed it over to Hafsa, who was the widow of Muhammad. I'll be get to me. And when Hafsa also handed it over to Uthman, and that during the time of Uthman, I've told you that Uthman discovered that there was several disparities in the readings of the Quran and all that, and for that matter, he had intended to make an official Quran, and he got the rest banned, and he went by that of Zayd ibn Thabit, and that's exactly what he made. He made as the original or the official Quran and all that. And even during that time, Abdullah ibn Masud, that is the handpicked penman of Muhammad, Abdullah ibn Masud, Ubay ibn Ka'b, and all that, said that the Muslims shouldn't ever make the attempt of going by those that Quran which has been formed by Ubay. What is it? Uthman, okay, they shouldn't go by the Uthmanic codex, but rather they should go by the ones that they are already holding and all that. But the Muslims didn't listen to him, and the ones that you are holding today are descended from the Uthmanic codex. And surely, if Muhammad is even getting up today and facing you Muslims, you're actually going to get problem, because you didn't listen to his handpicked penman. I'll be getting to him. So that is that for you. Rob Christian has helped us a lot. Beloved, this marks the end of the first section. Surely we are going to come back and we're going to react on the second section, and you're actually going to get a lot. I'll be getting to him. May God richly bless you. Tag everybody, every Islamic channel for me. Tag Rob Christian, tag Christian Prince, tag also David Wood, tag Sam Shamoon, tag Jay Smith, tag whoever on all the Islamic channels as well. May God richly bless you. Bye bye.